Over at the haunted Rice Hotel, the lights of downtown Houston never truly go dark. Even after midnight, the city hums with life. But towering above the streets at 909 Texas Avenue stands a building that has witnessed more than a century of triumph, tragedy, and mystery, the legendary Rice Hotel. Today it's known as the Rice, luxury lofts occupying the historic building, but many believe its former guests never really checked out. Some say the walls remember every secret ever whispered inside them. The story begins long before the current building was constructed. The site once housed the capital of the Republic of Texas before eventually becoming the Capitol Hotel. In the late 1800s, businessman William Marsh Rice acquired the property, and it eventually became known as the Rice Hotel. In 1913, the Grand Hotel that still stands today opened its doors, becoming one of the most luxurious hotels in the South. It welcomed presidents, celebrities, oil barons, and the wealthy elite. During its golden years, the Rice Hotel wasn't just a place to sleep, it was the social heart of Houston. Massive crystal chandeliers illuminated elegant ballrooms. Orchestras filled the halls with music while guests danced late into the night. Lavish parties stretched into the early morning hours, but some believe the music never stopped. One of the hotel's most famous legends centers around the Crystal Ballroom. Before the building was converted into apartments, workers reportedly claimed they heard music echoing through the empty ballroom long after everyone had gone home. Some described hearing faint laughter and the soft sound of dancing shoes gliding across the polished floor. When security guards investigated, they found the ballroom completely empty, yet the music continued. Visitors have also reported seeing shadowy couples dancing beneath chandeliers that no longer exist, disappearing the moment someone gets close enough to make out their faces. Paranormal believers claim these are echoes from glamorous parties held nearly a century ago, spirits forever reliving the happiest nights of their lives. Perhaps the hotel's most chilling story surrounds one very famous guest. On November 21, 1963, John F. Kennedy spent what would become his final night at the Rice Hotel before traveling to Dallas the following morning. The next day, history changed forever. Since then, guests and staff have reported strange occurrences connected to the suite where Kennedy stayed. Cold spots appear without explanation. Doors have been heard rattling on their own. Beds have reportedly vibrated as though someone had just sat down. Some visitors even describe glowing orbs drifting silently through the room before vanishing into thin air. Whether these experiences are paranormal or simply products of old architecture is impossible to prove. But the timing of Kennedy's final stay has forever linked the Rice Hotel to one of America's darkest moments. The strange reports don't end there. Residents living inside the building after its conversion into lofts have described hearing footsteps pacing empty hallways in the middle of the night. Some have reported elevators stopping on floors where nobody requested them. Others claim they've stepped into an elevator alone, only to feel as though someone else stepped in behind them. When the doors opened, no one was there. Maintenance workers have occasionally reported tools mysteriously disappearing, only to reappear exactly where they had searched moments before. Security cameras have captured unexplained flashes of light moving through hallways with no apparent source. Skeptics point to reflections, electrical interference, or the natural noises produced by a century-old building. Believers aren't convinced. One particularly eerie legend involves the rooftop. During the hotel's heyday, rooftop dances and extravagant parties were common. Today, some residents claim they've heard distant music drifting through the night air, even when the rooftop sits completely empty. Others describe seeing figures dressed in vintage clothing standing near the edge of the roof. The instant they're noticed, they disappear. Even outside the building, people have reported an overwhelming feeling of being watched while looking up at the ornate windows. Some claim they've seen silhouettes standing behind the glass, only to discover the apartment was vacant. Houston is full of haunted legends, but few places combine documented history and paranormal folklore quite like the Rice Hotel. It has survived fires, economic crashes, decades of abandonment, and a complete transformation into modern residences. Through every chapter of its existence, the ghost stories have remained remarkably consistent. Is it simply the atmosphere of an aging historic landmark? Could creaking pipes, settling floors, and overactive imaginations explain every strange encounter? Or do the echoes of over 100 years of celebrations, heartbreak, political history, and untold personal stories still linger inside these walls? No one knows for certain, but if you ever find yourself walking through downtown Houston after dark, take a moment to look toward the towering windows of the old Rice Hotel. If you hear faint music, or think you catch the silhouette of someone watching from above, you may have just experienced one of Texas's most enduring haunted legends. If you enjoyed this story, share it with someone who loves haunted places and Texas history. And don't forget to follow Texas Shadows for more chilling stories from across the Lone Star State. Thanks for watching, and remember, some guests never check out.